What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight is done, according to Eddie Hearn. An announcement coming very soon. The promoter insists that an announcement will be made very soon to finalize the world heavyweight title showdown. And Hearn told Fight Hub TV that the fight is done and you'll get an announcement very soon. Of course, we know Eddie Hearn is right here in Texas promoting the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders in Arlington, Texas. And it is possible that an announcement could even come on Saturday night during the Canelo Saunders showdown. Wow. Let me counterpunch. We've been hearing this for the last 2 months, 2.5, that this fight is done or close to being done, almost done, be announced soon, right? Don't want to jump the gun. And then we've heard, the naysayers, the Arams, the Warrens, the Furies. We've heard a lot of that happen. Like, hey, this is not going to happen. It's far from happening. This won't happen. This has to happen. We've heard it all, right? Now, what's the difference between now and then? Because people will say, okay, we've heard that before. You know what the difference is? The difference is Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn are probably in the same hotel. They're probably in the same hotel, and they're definitely in the same city. They're all in Dallas right now. And Tyson Fury was on a podcast with Eddie Hearn. And the thing that I can extract from that podcast, except from Tyson Fury going in on Wilder or Joshua, was the fact that he was able to sit down with Eddie Hearn, talk to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn informed him of what's going on and ensured him that the negotiations are still open and they're still healthy and they're close to being made. And you heard no back talk, no backlash whatsoever from anybody, and regardless of what you hear from Tyson Fury with all the trash talk he did with Billy Joe and the buildup of this fight between Canelo, and it doesn't matter. You could tell that he had a lot of mad respect for Eddie Hearn because the only reason he did the podcast was because Eddie Hearn was doing it. You know what I mean? So Eddie Hearn was just really assuring him, killing two birds with one stone, that, hey, this fight is close to being made. Okay, so just hang back, take a drink, and be prepared for the announcement coming very soon. Now, if it wasn't for that, I would still have my doubt, because I'm like, hey, let the fight be done, because how many times we're going to do this and doing that? Yes, we've heard every step by step in the finalization process. Some people like it, some people can't stand it. But in this point, I think the only factor that's missing from this equation is Anthony Joshua. Okay, because Anthony Joshua's not there, and even if he wanted to, I think he probably wouldn't have came. Okay, or if he could come, he probably wouldn't have came. Now, if Anthony Joshua pops up, it's going to destroy everything's going to spark. People are like, man, Joshua's there, right? So if Joshua's there, that fight is going to be announced either during that particular event. Now, what's a better way to promote an event? In front of 70,000 people. Think about it. It's going to be 70,000 people here at the Arlington Stadium. 70,000. So you would think that maybe that's a master plan of Eddie Hearn to drop that ball right there. Okay? Hey, guess what? You're seeing a unification fight. Now you're about to see an undisputed British showdown. Boom. Crowd goes apeshit. So I'm thinking that may happen. Now, will it happen? I'm not really sure. But the writing's on the wall. But I think the only thing that would have me, hook, line, and sinker would be AJ showing up. But of course, Eddie Hearn is the promoter of that, and he is the one putting the deal together, not Bob Arum, not Frank Warren. And if you noticed, you haven't heard anything from them, not a peep from any of those guys, right? And we've seen this kind of thing done before. We've seen Canelo Golovkin. Remember the first fight? When Canelo beat the piss out of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., right? Who was there? Golovkin. You know, and Golovkin did their ring walk. They got in the ring and it was massive, right? And that was back in 17. So I think that this fight could be announced tonight. This fight very well could be announced tonight in front of 70,000 people, you know, and what's a better way to promote it? In front of people that are already there to see a fight. Announce what this fight could be. Tyson Fury's there, Eddie Hearn's there, Bob Arum and Frank Warren. We know they haven't said anything lately because I don't think they have anything to add because they're not in charge of anything anymore. You know, and I think the relationship between Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn are a lot closer because they've had many conversations about that. So regardless of what you hear, regardless of the naysayers, regardless of the people that really hate the idea of the fight happening because of other fighters, which is stupid. It is, you know, like Joyce, sit back and relax. These fights develop. If you're a fan of boxing, if you're not, we already know who you are and you will be discovered and counterpunched. Right? So the fight could be announced tonight. And if it's not, it should be announced very soon. The relationship between Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn has grew closer. So these are the things that's happening right now in the sport of boxing. You guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, announcement coming soon according to Eddie Hearn. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.